As you get old, there's a point in life whereby you have to actually do a retrospective, whereby you actually analyze yourself and understand your purpose. When you get to that level and that stage in life, I believe that it happens to everyone. There's no one out there that can say that I haven't sat on my corner to try to actually analyze my life and see my purpose. When you get to that point, you really see what are the key aspects of your life that you actually need to improve and you need to learn from. And that way we'll highly recommend you to really consider approaching a mentor in a specific area in your life.
Yes, absolutely. I think if there's one thing we're not born with, everybody's born without knowledge. We are all born ignorant. Okay, there's no baby who was born knowing how to do everything.
Welcome back to From Boys to Men show. It has been a while,
Yes, it has. It's been a minute. Hope you guys been keeping up. We're back.
Yeah, we finally here. We're shooting the third episode, which people have been waiting for. Before that, we're just going to speak a bit on recap on those short videos that we actually shared recently on Instagram.
Yes. So there's a couple of videos that we put out there. The first one was the weaknesses of creative people. I'm a creative person as well. And I've noticed a few weaknesses that I thought it would be great to share to my fellow creative people. So if you go on our Instagram page, you see it. It's a very inspirational video that you can learn so much from.
And it's very detailed. It has everything that you actually have to understand when you're a creative person. And there's actually one video which I also shared, since I'm really much of a, how can I say, I'm a successful person. I can say I'm an entrepreneur. I like learning, and I like taking risks. So I decided to actually just speak about 3 things to consider after varsity, things that you should consider. The first one, which I mentioned, you should be honest and serious to yourself. Which are key as important things. Yourself, where your knowledge stops and what is it that you're actually not good at.
Absolutely.
You need to consider and see your weakness and strength. And the second one, which I mentioned, it was also to continue learning, to not stop learning. And the third one was to take the risk. Now you call yourself, I'm skillful, I have some knowledge. Implement them.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to leave it to Meshach so that he can introduce the third episode.
Yes. Welcome again. Today it's a very amazing episode. But before I go there, there's something I'd like to share with you. So what I got here, it's a book I've released in my field. I'm an electrical engineer, so I thought I would, bring something to my field out there. It's called Specialized Electrical Installation. So to all my engineers out there who would really love to grow more in their field, this book, I highly recommend it to you guys. Yeah, thanks a lot. All right, and then we also got another product.
So let me actually introduce it. So we just have the caps here. The brand is actually called Saveur Naturelle. So Saveur Naturelle, we actually have different type of. It is a juice which comes with 4 flavors. We have Saveur Naturelle Orange, Saveur Naturelle Pineapple, Saveur Naturelle Lemon, and Saveur Naturelle Cocktail. So the cocktail is actually a mix of fruit. So all of them actually have ginger within it. And we use everything organic, So it's something that I can really recommend out there. So you can visit our website, which is called saveurnaturelle.co.za. You can either place your order online, and we get it delivered to you via Uber delivery or Uber package and Bolt. So we are really proper. It's a proper service there, and we'll really highly recommend you to try it, to give it a test.
Absolutely, yes. So you get all the details on our bio and description on this video as much as you want. So let's get to the business of the day. So today's topic is, why do I need a mentor? Wow, it's I think when we discussed this as a next topic, I was very much excited because I think throughout my journey, I was a bit more reluctant to mentorship. You know, there's a fine line between someone leading you and someone controlling you. But the world needs leadership. So mentorship is one of the aspects in this world that you cannot do without. As a matter of fact, there's nothing new in the world. All right. I always tell people the hardest way to try to succeed in life is to try to create your own way, because all the ways have already been exhausted. So if you want to make your life easier, you just want to find people who are doing the things that you aspire to do, and then you follow what they're doing. So that's basically what this topic is about. Why do I need a mentor, Jonathan?
Yeah, true. And if I have to actually add to the introduction there of why do I need a mentor, it's a very important thing to consider. You know, as you get old, there's a point in life whereby you have to actually do a retrospective, whereby you actually analyze yourself and understand your purpose. You know, when you get to that level and that stage in life, I believe that it happens to everyone. There's no one out there that can say that I haven't sat on my corner to try to actually analyze my life and see my purpose. When you get to that point, you really see what are the key aspects of your life that you actually need to improve and you need to learn from. And that way will highly recommend you to really consider approaching a mentor in a specific area in your life.
Yes, absolutely. I think if there's one thing we're not born with, everybody is born without knowledge. We are all born ignorant. Okay, there's no baby who was born knowing how to do everything. You see, that's why mentorship becomes very crucial. Why? Because wherever you're trying to go or whatever you're trying to achieve, it's someone else's past. You see, so your future is either someone's present or past.
True.
All right. Yeah. You see, so that's the thing. So what you're trying to attain, some people have already gone through that road. You see, so if you really want to be successful, is then to identify, who are those people that are going in the same direction as I'm aspiring to, or the direction that I want to achieve, or the things that I want to achieve, and those people then becomes a guideline for you. So I think diving into that, we just want to speak about the misconception first of mentorship, because a lot of people reject mentorship not because they don't want to be mentored, but there's some misconception. Like, I think it's also one of the challenges that I've also had until I had to really settle the idea that no, I need a mentor. I think one of them first is everybody wants to be a pioneer. You see, everybody wants to be a pioneer of something. You see, so they feel that having someone to mentor you will be like that person restricting you or closing you off or trying to limit your future. You see, so as a result, when you speak to, especially for us young people, when you speak to a young person and say, do you have someone mentoring you? The first thing that comes to their mind is, you mean this person is controlling me or telling me what to do? You get what I mean? What do you think about it, John?
Yeah, true. And that's actually the worst way to approach it. As I mentioned earlier on, when you get to a position to do the retrospective of yourself, it's actually the moment whereby you showing careness. You caring you caring about your life, you caring about your progress. You want to see good things happening to you, you see. So you actually being able to already get to that level, that means you're already creating a platform to be, teachable, to become someone that want to learn. You see, because you're already seeing where you're limited, what is lacking. So if a mentor is approaching you, definitely the mentor can actually say things that are very straightforward. It's usually not to hurt you. Your position is that you shouldn't always accept to allow that to hurt you directly. You analyze it. The one that you see that is actually going to benefit you, you choose. And the ones that you want to discuss, and you discuss it with the mentor. And the nice approach is that what I've learned from actually the mentor, people that actually I call mentor in my life, most of them actually, you find the position that they willing to listen to you.
Yes,
You
yes,
see,
yes.
someone that shows caring, caring, caring heart,
Yeah,
willing
yeah,
to actually
yeah.
allow you to expose your life. Someone that is actually getting to that extent to allow to learn from you, to hear you.
Yes,
That shows that
yes.
definitely this person is not there to hurt you.
To hurt you, yes,
see, so
yes.
and the other thing that I wanted to also share is that there's actually a book can also be a mentor
Yeah,
to you.
yeah,
You see,
yeah,
but you
yeah.
need to actually choose right, because it's simply someone is knowledge, but he's putting it into writing.
Yes,
you see?
yes,
So it
yes.
depends on the way also how you actually going to implement it. That's how it can actually transform you. You see,
Yes.
a mentor from the two, I would actually recommend that you approach more on a physical mentor,
Yes,
mentor
yes.
because a physical mentor can show caring.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it can show
yeah.
also different. I think I went over my time
Yes,
there.
yes,
so
yes, yes.
yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to actually
True.
share. Yeah.
No, that's very true. I think the first thing we need to get out of the way, mentorship is not manipulation. Okay, so when I like what Jonathan mentioned, there are different aspects of mentorship. You can be mentored from a book, okay, but now with a book there is no there is a form of interaction, but it's limited because there's no sharing of emotion. But now here we're speaking about a person who's mentoring you. So the first thing we need to get out of the way is that mentorship is not manipulation. So let's define mentorship. You see, mentorship is the ability to transfer, okay, what a mentor or the person leading you has, who has achieved, to the person who is following. You see, so that's mentorship. And mentorship usually applies, it's very how can I say, it's very it's dimensional. You see, so it may not apply in all areas of your life, or it can also apply in all areas of your life, but it's more so of a transfer. So it means if I'm your mentor, it means I'm transferring what I've learned in a specific area of my life to give it to you. And the purpose of that is first to facilitate your journey. Okay. Secondly, to quicken your process.
Yeah, true.
All right. So it means what I went through that took me so much time to learn, I can make you avoid that. You can avoid that through learning through me. You see, so you can take a faster route. Okay. You see, so that's the purpose of mentorship. Yeah, Jonathan, you want to add something there?
Yeah, I just want to actually speak about good character of a good mentor. Yes. When you have to identify a good mentor, the first one, the mentor know how to value your opinion, or your saying, a mentor that is willing to listen to you. It's not everyone that have the time to sit there and listen to you, but a mentor is willing to listen to you so that he can be able to actually have to readjust on what you're probably not understanding so that you can grow from there. And the second one that I wanted to share is that cares about your life and easily ask about you.
Yes,
you see, you don't get every single day there's someone actually giving you a phone call and hearing you like, how is the progress in that specific area of your business? How has it been going? After your meeting that we spoke last time, how did it go there? You don't find such people nowadays. But a good mentor will actually find themselves in that position because they want to see good things happening to you. And the third one is available when you need them. You see, there's no one that actually always, I'm busy. But a mentor will be having the willingness to avail themselves when you actually need them. Because they've understood that they see something great in you that they want you to actually grow from that. And the fourth one that I would actually say is that they do not get tired of teaching you. A mentor does not get tired of teaching you. And the fifth one is actually the mentor. Also, a good mentor is someone that is honest. A mentor can get to a point whereby he finds himself, my experience doesn't, I don't have experience in that specific area, but I'll recommend you do this and that and that. That's a good mentor. Other people who actually call themselves a mentor just to actually lead you to a wrong path, you see. So those are the things to actually identify a good mentor.
Yes, before you can pick a good mentor. I think it's very important what you've just mentioned, all of these characteristics, because there is a possibility of bad mentorship. And bad mentorship is not necessarily that the person is a bad person. No, it's just that perhaps that person is not suitable to mentor you in that area of life that you're going through.
Fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now what happens is a lot of people forfeit their journey, their destiny. Why? Because they pledge loyalty to wrong mentorship, and there's so much emotional attachment towards it. You see, you know what I mean?
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so
So
true.
it's like, oh no, this
That's
person
so
here
true.
have been there for me, but you know it's not benefiting you.
True.
You see, so that relationship, its time has already elapsed. But because you have an emotional attachment towards some of these things, you end up forfeiting your future. You see, so
Definitely, yeah.
one thing I like what Jonathan mentioned, beyond just, first of all, what the person can give you in a specific field. There are things that are generic to every mentor before we can get into the specificity of mentorship. First thing, you spoke about care. All right, a mentor, the person you're selecting to be a mentor needs to be someone who, first of all, cares for you.
Yeah, true.
Secondly, you spoke about honesty. All right, vulnerability. All right, so those are first the baseline. All right, they're like the baseline of the fundamental of mentorship, and then from then we go now into the specific mentorship that you're looking for. You see, so there are different types of mentorship. You could have a career mentor, you can have a marital mentor, you can have a spiritual mentor, and so on. But now the baseline and the fundamental must first be the same, because the thing is, someone can have experience in career and all of these things, but this person doesn't care.
Doesn't care at all. Yeah, true.
But this person doesn't care.
True.
He has all the ability, he has all the things to prove. No, this person will never leave his business to give you his time. Maybe in a time where you really need him there. You see, it doesn't have that core. I think before you can first identify a mentor, identify first the quality, those fundamental quality that we've mentioned. Jonathan, you want to jump in?
And I just wanted to actually add also from what my brother was speaking about, the advantages, you know, that you find from a good mentor. You know, there's guidance and growth, spirituality and professionalism, you see, and personality, like the character. You see, you get to a point whereby when you're actually growing and analyzing that, I definitely have to understand my purpose. Character needs to play a role. A man without a character doesn't find himself to be actually, how can I say, fully equipped. You see, because your character is what will actually expose you out there, and the mentor can play a role by actually portraying on what you need to learn when you have to build a character. You see, so once you actually have that advantage, you actually understand that a mentor brings this type of advantage in my life. You know, the mentor will help me to actually build my character. I like the way that my mentor dresses. That's a character, the portrait. I like my mentor is how he actually carries himself, how he speaks. Those things are advantages. A mentor is not just someone there you put a pulpit and you find yourself, oh no, I have a mentor. But what is it that actually you are actually, how can I say, gaining from him? What is it that you're actually pulling from him? You see, so that you can be out there and stand, I respect that guy, you know. He's definitely a mentor, someone that actually helped me. I used to probably dress anyhow. My sneakers were always anyhow. But this guy, when I first met him, and he started actually teaching me the value of well-dressing, looking good and everything. That's why I'm a man that you're seeing today, you see. So all those things are advantages that you actually find from a mentor.
Absolutely. So I think the purpose of mentorship is always to have an image worthy of following. Because remember my first statement I made, no one is born with knowledge.
Definitely.
We are all born ignorant.
True.
And I think that's an equalizer. Whether you are born in a rich family, a poor family, or whatever, we are all born as ignorant. But now how do we become whatever we become in life is shaped by the quality of information that we receive. You see, so now a man or a person without mentorship is a person without direction.
Definitely,
because mentorship gives you the privilege to have direction,
guidance,
to have a place where you are going. You see, I'm a biblical person, I'm a spiritual person, so I always make reference to the Bible. You know, Paul. Before I even get to Paul, when Jesus began his ministry, all right, and then he needed a disciple. Watch this word. He says, "Follow me." What is the purpose of following? Watch what I do and replicate. You see, and that's how they became like Jesus. And then later on, if you go in the book of Acts, right, when Jesus left the earth and then the disciple began the ministry, well, they were wondering, how come these people, did not go to school, they don't have that much education, how come they are doing such big things? And listen, the Bible says later on, no, they realized that these people were with Jesus.
You see? True.
So in other words, they followed Jesus. That's why they became like that. I'll give you another example. God calls Abraham. He says, no, come out of your father's house, go to a land where I will show you. His nephew, Lot, God did not call Lot. He called Abraham, but Lot followed. All right. And then later on, there's a dispute between Lot's men and then Abraham's men. Why? Because the blessings became too much that that land became small to contain the two of them. So at that point, when you look at Lot, you look at Abraham, you wonder, who did God call? Was it Lot or Abraham? Because the blessings are the same. You see, that's the power of association. So it means who you follow is really who you become. You see, so people who don't follow anything, they don't become anything as well. That's the principle of life. You need to follow. You see, that's the thing. Paul makes this bold statement and he says, follow me as I follow Christ. You see, that's the thing. So when you sit down and you examine your life, unless you don't have any direction of what you want to become. But now the moment you've identified that, no, this is the person I want to become, your next assignment is to find out who is that person already that you are trying to become. So it means if in your mind you're trying to become one of the most successful business person in the world, then identify the successful business people. When you examine your marriage, for instance, you say, no, I'm looking into having a beautiful family, there's harmony, there's peace, and all of these kind of things. These things won't just happen. There are people who've gone through, who've paid the price to become, to have all of these things. You see, so you need to find those people. You see, that's the thing about life. So people who don't follow, they have no direction. You only get direction when you begin to follow. Yes.
And the other part is that, if I have to add on what he's saying, is that, like, as I mentioned earlier on, you may follow, like, for example, the example of marriage, you may follow, but it doesn't mean that everything that you sing there would work for you. But you actually need to actually adjust it according to the ways that is going to work for you.
And
if we have to add also another biblical story of, I think it was Sarah and Ruth.
It was Ruth and Naomi. Yes.
So it was Naomi that said, I'm not going to leave you, right?
No, it was Ruth who told Naomi that I will follow you.
I'll follow you, you see. So that already shows that definitely here that the person saw value in a Naomi, that I have to actually follow you everywhere that you'll go. Because as my brother mentioned earlier on, he said, Jesus said, follow me. The action of follow is actually you accepting to become teachable, to be able to be actually, allow yourself to gain from the person that is actually leading you to. And the other part that I actually just want to open the brackets, I believe that you also can add in it, what position do I need to have so that I can be able to benefit from a mentor? That we can come up with some point there and continue.
Yes, that's the thing. I think you mentioned a couple of them. First of all, you need to have a teachable spirit. Okay, so the idea that I know it all, that I can do it, is what's killing us today. There are no it mentality. You see, so in other words, in as much as what you know, what makes it hard to submit to mentorship sometimes is achievement. You see, if you come from a place where you're an overachiever, where you've achieved so many things, you developed an annoyed mentality. So there's no one who can teach you anything.
That's so bad.
That's the thing. And the moment you get to the point where no one can teach you anything, you already begin to die. Because growth comes by being teachable. That's the thing. So first thing is to have a teachable spirit. The second thing, you need to serve the person who is mentoring you.
Definitely.
Yes, I think that's how you it's a principle. They call it the principle of honor. Whenever you honor something, you receive from it.
Yeah, I want to actually give an example of your story. How you spoke about your mentor in the field of electrical, the guy that actually really mentored you. You know, yourself, you can continue.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You see,
so
you
I was
were really serving him. Yeah.
Yes, true. I was privileged to work for a guy who was one of the top guy in my field in Southern Africa. So we're speaking about all the country in the southern region. So now this person here had accumulated 30 years of experience in this field. And then we really got the chance to work for this man, and we pour our heart completely.
True.
And then he managed to compress 30 years and he gave it to us in 2 years.
Amen.
You know, and then we were able to do the things that he did in 30 years in 2 years. Why? Because we served. You know, whenever he wanted us to do something, we were there. Yeah. You see, we were willing to do whatever it took. You see, the amazing thing about mentorship, right? If you submit properly in the process of mentorship, in terms of result, not in terms of stature, you see, because the student can never be greater than the teacher. But then in terms of the result you prove, your result always will seem to be more. Why? Because a good mentor, right? When he's mentoring someone, the aim will always to produce someone who's able to do better than he did.
Definitely.
You see, that's the thing. So he's able to see, like, it's the same thing that Jesus said. He says, if you believe in me, you will do what? Greater works. Yeah. Jesus never preached in the DRC. He never preached in Congo. You see, he never preached. He preached in Europe, in Israel. That was his jurisdiction. But now the gospel today is all over the world.
All over the world.
You can travel all over the world. So it means if you submit properly to mentorship, you will always exceed in terms of result.
Definitely.
Yes, but in terms of stature, a student can never be greater than his teacher. The teacher is the teacher. You see, so that's the thing. So always hold a posture of being teachable, serving, and then honor. You see, honor is a key. Like you see, the thing is, even if you don't have a skill, if the only thing you practice is honor, believe me, you will make it in life.
True.
Honor means to give people the respect they deserve, to treat them the way they deserve to be treated. You see, that is honor. And whoever honors always receives a reward.
Honoring will actually open doors for you, because as my brother was actually mentioning, he said that the experience of those that have been before us, they are the one actually will actually help us to continue on implementing them on earth, you know. So absolutely. A mentor with all his experience, he has friends, he has network, he has a lot of things. By you honoring, he can easily get you to a conference and he says, oh, this is someone that I'm mentoring, and you know, by you honoring him, he's going to definitely link you to a network, you see.
Yes,
so absolutely. There's a lot of value that comes with honoring your mentor.
Yes. Another posture you need to hold while being mentored is trust. You see, most time there are things that won't be black and white at the moment during the time of mentorship. But then the same thing with the disciples as well. They got to a time where they were asking Jesus, look, we left everything. We followed you. Where are you taking us? You see, so it's that trust that they had in Jesus that kept them. You see, so sometimes when you don't understand, you have to trust the heart of your mentor towards you. You see,
trust the process.
You trust that process. Because I remember there were times where even as we were working, we felt as if we were being used, because we felt as if we were doing so much work of value, but what we were getting back in terms of pay, it was nothing. But now today it's crazy, because then what we were getting was more than the money he was paying us, and we didn't know at the time. Because unfortunately he passed on today, but now we are able to carry on the legacy that he left in the field, and we are able to meet the people he used to meet, and then, you know, and able to get the reward that he used to get, you see, and we trust in God even for more. So I think it's the trust. You really got to trust. But most importantly, you
books
have
that he didn't write.
You see, that's the thing. You see, so I think the most important thing is to pray first, is to really pray for the people that are leading you. Because I understand, in as much as people may not have a bad heart or be bad or have any bad intention towards you, but you can also be wrongly mentored. You see, I always ask myself, I'm like, when I read my Bible, I look at people like Elijah, I look at people like Joseph. You see, they both represented God, but you see, it was in different fields of life. Elijah was a prophet. You see, Joseph was an economist. So I'm just wondering if Elijah mentored Joseph, it would have been crazy, because then Elijah would emphasize, because remember, you always give what you have. You see, so if I'm a prophet inside of me, I cannot give birth to business people. You see, it's hard. A lion cannot give birth to a dog. You see, so it means what I went through as a prophet, I want to give it to you so that you can become like who I am. You see, so now that's where it becomes a bit tricky. So it's very important to identify, the direction that I'm heading. Are there people in that specific area who can really uplift me? So you can have different region or different mentors for different things. You see, you have a mentor for your career, you have a mentor for your spiritual life. You see, that's the thing, so that you have that whole balance. So in a nutshell, all of those things that I've mentioned, to be teachable, to honor. All right. What's the other thing I mentioned? To trust. Yes. And then to pray for your mentors. Yes.
Yeah. And out of all of those is also to be able to also acknowledge where you currently are.
Yes.
So usually we tend to look so far, but we forget actually what is it actually around us first. Where I am, what position I am. You look at your spirituality, because as we started, I believe we mentioned also mentors fall in professionalism, spirituality, and there's so much other areas that actually the mentor comes in, relationship-wise. Look at all that. See first, when you're able to analyze that, it will become an easy game for you to be able to see who's a good mentor to help me in the specific area that I'm lacking of. So yeah.
No, absolutely. So I think if you want to grow, you need a mentor. Believe me, you need direction. That's the only way. So we really encourage you, as we're coming towards the end of this show, to really identify by the Spirit of grace, by prayer, with God, what is the destiny for my life, and then position me with people who can advance me, who can help me grow. You see, so the moment, like my brother say, the moment you understand, okay, where am I standing, and then you can see where am I going, then you know who to go with.
Definitely.
To take you there.
Definitely.
So if you don't have a mentor, we really pray that you really find one very soon. Very, very, very soon. Don't think you know it all, because you don't.
You don't.
The most ignorant person is the one who thinks he knows everything. So find... yes.
Yeah. And as my brother was saying that we're reaching our conclusion, you know how we do it. Feel free to leave your comment. Feel free to actually ask questions. We are open there to learn, each other. Yes. And as we mentioned this, we say that it's the knowledge that we have, we share out there. And what we also receive from you, it helps us to grow.
Absolutely.
So feel free, to ask and to write comments.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We're really grateful that you've been supporting this channel. Please keep sharing. Please keep commenting. Share to everyone who really this talk show will be beneficial for. Our heart is really for the boys out there transitioning to be man.
To becoming man.
So thank you again. God bless you.
From boys to men, your show.
Yeah.